Hi, I want to tell you my health story. My name is Tama, and I live in Alberta, Canada. And about 13 years ago, 13 years ago, closer to 14 now, I got really sick. I had a myriad of issues wrong with me. I had fatty liver disease. That was going quickly. It was mutating quickly or progressing terribly. The doctors and the specialists were quite concerned because I was in my 30s I started in my late 20s actually, and then by the time I was in my early 30s they were concerned because I was too young for how fast it was going, and they said things like, you will die of liver cancer, and fun things like that. I also had polycystic ovarian syndrome. I had a dumping syndrome, where I couldn't be away from a washroom for very long. I would have a migraine by 3 p.m. every day, and bad, like I'm gonna throw up, need to be in darkness bad. My body was a mess. So I didn't sleep much. I couldn't sleep. It was a lot. I had 2 beautiful young daughters, and in all this time, it started with my first pregnancy. My body I really started noticing it. And then it just kept progressing. They sent me to specialist after specialist. They do my blood work and then send me to a specialist. And then I also went to naturopaths because I'd grown up with herbal remedies my whole life, and they worked really well. And so I would say that the naturopaths were able to help me the most to make life bearable. So about a year and a half ago, in April of 2016, my in-laws brought us a product that, when I looked at it, by the time I looked at it, I knew what I was looking at enough to know that I wanted to try it. I also was hesitant to talk about it because I had tried so many things by that point. I felt like I'd tried everything possible to be well, to live in health, to have a good health span, really. And it had all failed. And I was getting sicker and sicker. I'd end up in the hospital from throwing up, couldn't stop throwing up. Not a fun life. Our whole family functioned around my illness. My husband took up the slack a lot, and our family worked around whether I was well or not for that minute. So when my in-laws brought this to us, I need to try this. I looked at it and knew enough to know I needed to try it. I tried it, and then I got my blood work done at the end of June, so it's about 10 weeks. And so remember, every time they took my blood, they would send me to a specialist, and they were very concerned. It just kept getting worse and worse. And my doctor called me the next day. Actually, what happened is we left the country the next day, and I left my phone at home because I couldn't face dealing with his phone call. Fortunately, we had a trip planned, but I didn't bring my phone. And so when we got back from that trip, I had a voicemail from him saying, give me a call. So I called, and they said that my blood work was normal. It was nearly perfect. They also had done a scan that day, and before we went on holidays, of my body, and they saw that my liver, for the first time ever, was getting better. Now I need to tell you, this product is not something you take into your body and then it works on your body. What it does is it activates your body to do what it's designed to do. So let me just tell you, this is not meant to say this treats, heals, or mitigates anything. It's to say that this is what it activated my body to do. So my body started to heal, and so my liver was getting better, which that I don't think that's a normal. That's not what the specialist foresaw for me. They saw me dying of liver cancer, remember? So then I had polycystic ovarian syndrome, which I told you. But they said at that point, okay, we're going to do another scan in October, and we're going to decide if we're going to put you on heavy meds or do a surgery. Which I thought, oh, well, I'll see if this works or not, this product. So I had my scan done in October, and guess what? The next day they called me and they said, you have one small cyst, no further course of action needed. So needless to say, taking this has been a life-altering decision. I'm still on it, and I have to tell you, I just keep getting better. And in fact, in July, we were able to go to Ireland for almost 3 weeks as a family. And this is something that I had a dream of. My husband and mine was to take our children and start traveling with them, show them the world, and of high value to us. And you know what? When you're that sick, your dreams, you have to let them go, because that illness steals your hopes and dreams. And so I had lost hope of ever being able to do that kind of trip, and we were able to go. And I have pictures now that I never thought I'd have in those 13 years. You know, when you have somebody who is sick, they don't always talk about it. I looked healthy enough. I didn't always talk about it. A few girlfriends of mine knew. Of course, my husband knew. The girlfriends knew because sometimes I had to call them and ask them to come get my kids and take them to school or whatever, because I couldn't. And so I just want to tell you that there are a lot of people in your world who need to know about this, and it will help them. And trust me when I say I had exhausted every option. I didn't share this for a few months because I was guinea pigging myself, because again, I tried everything. But I started sharing this, and then I decided I should join. There's a business side of this, because as you can see, this requires a story, and you need to know what this does for people. So I joined the business side of this so that I could tell people about this, and also so that I could earn an income around it. And you know what? I found that as much as a gift as my health has been, this business has been an even bigger gift, because now I get to be a keeper of stories. I get to hear stories like my story's not unusual in this respect. With this product. And so I get to be a keeper of stories and hear people's stories all the time, of how their body has been activated and has started to get well, and how their lives have changed. So I hope that this helps you, the person that brought you this video, get back with them and talk with them. And you can find me on Facebook. And I'd love to hear your story and just hear how LifeVantage's Protandim and all our other amazing products with NRF2 and NRF1 pathway activation has really helped you. So I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope this is the day where your health begins to change. Thank you.